This program is brought to you by the Media Liberty Alliance Foundation in cooperation with OBBM Network TV, bringing citizen-led, creative local media to the forefront of local communities to foster a greater understanding of constitutional liberty and appreciation of what makes us truly free, starting with beauty and meaning.
The Zach Rateliff Show is brought to you by Mortgage Financial in Texarkana, Exceed Health Clinic on Mall Drive in Texarkana, Elmwood Custom Goods, and Church on the Rock, Texarkana. That's churchontherock.org.
The Texas Board of Education approved a required reading list that includes a few Bible stories and passages in public schools. This isn't new. When Thomas Jefferson was president of the Trustees for Public Schools in Washington, teachers used the Bible as reading text. Then 200 years later, the Supreme Court expelled God and gave the keys to the schoolhouse to the devil. I'm Pastor John Miller. Visit me at churchontherock.org.
That's right. Hello and welcome to the Zach Rateliff Show. I'm Zach. This is Cody. What's up, dude?
Oh, not much. Just happy to be here with you today.
Man, I'm glad you're here with me. We're let me let everybody know what we're doing. We're going to do something a little more local today. Cody, we've talked a lot off air and all that, and just to know each other over the past few years. But you know, this show's growing. Thank God for it. Thank the listeners for it, dude. Yeah, man, it's cool. It's just, you know, talking about real stuff.
Yeah, every day.
And, you know, so we're in over 40 states now, 13 countries.
That's wonderful.
There's a 1,600, like, diehard dedicated people in the UK that listen to this show every day. And
they're
like,
probably more in tune with what's going on here than some of our own.
Probably so. And one of them emails me.
Yeah.
And like that.
A little back and forth.
That, you know, that's getting pretty
got
cool.
a pen pal.
Yeah, I got a pen pal. That's right. And so, anyway, so I just, for them to know. So Cody's a local business owner here, owns the Wild Hare downtown. And then, man, you've been a part of, from what I can see, of just helping kind of rejuvenate our downtown.
Trying to, anyway.
And there's a lot to that. And golly, I appreciate the effort that's gone into it, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I appreciate all the other owners that are downtown as well that have kind of stuck it out over the time. And just, you know, I think a lot of us are just hopeful that it will continue to grow as time goes on. Yeah.
Well, you know, just even you're just seeing different shops come online and different places come online and different venues come online, and then so now you can walk around down there and you can and you can feel safe again down there, and
I agree.
You know, you can walk to your place there, and then you can go up the street a block and get something. You can go, you know, it's an easy park one place journey.
Yep.
You're not walking 17 miles. You can just kind of ease around.
Mosey around.
Yeah, and it's a good time, man.
Yeah. I agree. And, you know, it just seems like the momentum has shifted a little bit, and we're just kind of going with the flow at the moment. You know, we're just kind of riding that wave. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's good. Well, let's talk about your place. So you're is it technically a bar?
It is.
Okay.
It is actually just a bar.
Just a bar.
I mean, we do have some food, but it's bare minimal. So
Yeah.
I don't even really publicize it. You know, we've got food now. We've got snacks and stuff like that, you know.
Well, but you know, I've been in there. You let me host my 20-year high school reunion in there.
It was
a couple
a good
years
turnout.
ago. Good turnout, dude.
Yeah.
We had food trucks showed up.
Yeah. There was a proposal that night. It probably wasn't from one of your people, but
was there?
For whatever reason, there was a gentleman outside, and he was kind of over by the food truck, and there was probably 40 or 50 people standing out front, you know, just hanging out, and he just, hey, you know, and next thing you know, he's on one knee, and I was like, well, that's the first.
Changing the world.
That's right, you know.
You know, and I guess you could say there's an eclectic group that comes into your place. But man, you've made it such a welcoming environment for anybody that wants to be out downtown.
Yeah, safe and comfortable.
See, and that's what, you know, you got pool tables and all the things, but
it's a laid back environment.
It's what, you know, for me, the music isn't always what I would be, but it's never like,
Yeah.
I'm never like, oh no, this is horrible.
Yeah.
But there's always music. There's always a laid back environment. It's always easy to talk to people. There's always people sitting out front just hanging out.
Exactly. Well, we try to give, everyone an option, just like Thursday night when y'all come by. I mean, it was, heavy metal. Well, we don't do a lot of heavy metal.
And you even told me before I came in, like, hey dude, it's going to be heavy metal.
It may not be your thing. But you're like, actually it doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah.
And I mean, so like, then the next night we had reggae. And then the next night after that, we had a young man named Mason Garner, just a wonderful musician, just great singer overall. He's from the local area, a little bit down the road. But just if you don't like his style of music, I'm not sure you like music.
Right.
Well,
but that's what's neat. And anytime I've been in there, which, it had been a while since I'd been in there before, a couple weeks ago when I came in. But I generally see somebody I know, which that kind of happens
in a small town.
Yeah, I mean, we're not that many of us around here, but then you're always there. You're very welcoming, and then anyway, I just appreciate, and that's one reason I want to have you on. I appreciate the atmosphere you create.
Well, that's the reason you came back by, and you also said that night, and you were like, "Well, I was sure hoping you might be here."
Yeah, that's exactly right, because I can feel comfortable there.
Yeah.
And you've met me. It's not that I generally don't feel uncomfortable anywhere, but I can be 100% Zach there.
Yes.
And then, but no, even if the person 2 tables away from me might be a polar opposite from me.
Yeah.
And they can be 100% them, and they're still welcome there too.
Well, we are the friendliest dive.
Is that what it's called?
And that's kind of what we predicated around a little bit. Just leave your troubles at the door, come in, have a good time, and enjoy yourself.
Man, that's awesome. So anyway, I appreciate the environment y'all create. And then even from there, if you're up the street or whatever and you're walking by, it's nice just to have a couple tables full of people. Anytime you walk by those tables, people are going to talk to you.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's an awesome thing, because here's what I feel like, and maybe I'm just way off base. Especially coming the last 10 years, let's say, the political climate's just been so, we've all been put into factions, and everybody's against everybody. And,
you're either with this one or with that.
And then when you can go to a place where it's like, oh, it's just people. It's just people being people.
That's it. You realize you have more in common. I know it's an old saying, but like you really do at the end of the day. And there's just a few things that kind of divide at the end of the day.
Yeah. But you go there and it's just people. You're not going in there looking for a best friend necessarily, but you can get along with everybody. And if you find one, that's okay too.
Well, and like I said, it is a place to leave your troubles at the door and just go have a good time. If you're having issues with this side or that side, whatever it might be, just everyday life stuff, this is the place where you kind of let that fade away for a minute and just come in and enjoy yourself. Get back after tomorrow if that's the horse you want to ride on. But for the time being, let's just have a good time.
Yeah.
Let it loose for a minute,
Well, what do you see going on with the transformation of downtown? I feel like it's, how long have you been open down there?
We're in July still, right? Yeah. So July would have made 4 years for me this year. It has been a slow progression. It does have moments of highlights. Then it kind of fades a little bit. And that happens throughout different times of the year, regardless, but it does seem like it's a slow, steady progression. I mean, you just got the ice cream shop put in down there, so it's filled up another building.
I hadn't even seen it.
It's really good, and I'm probably going to mess the name up. Kilwani's.
Okay.
And I'm not a ice cream connoisseur, but I've had my fair share, definitely my fair scoop, if you will. And I will admit, there's something about their ice cream that's just so smooth.
I'll have to take my daughter down there.
And they've got other things too. They've got like sweets and candies, and just they've got like a little chocolate fountain there. Kind of little entertainment while you're standing there. I guess, but it's been nothing but hospitable since I walked in that door. I've been in there 2 times, and it's just like, hey, good to see you. And that's what we want.
In the, just like we were saying about your place, of course, the draw downtown has to be something, because
you have to present yourself. You have to give them something. You are in the business of hospitality. I don't care what business front you're in. There's no one doing so well, in my opinion, in the world that you can just be rude to customers.
That's absolutely.
Granted, now the old saying, if the customer's always right, I don't think they know that whole quote, but it's a lot more extensive. And I'm not necessarily like the customer's always right. If you're acting rude, we're all people, as you said, and we can clearly tell.
Well, I'm in the real estate business, and same deal. You can find a lot of people to just push paperwork or whatever. But I want to help you. Let's make sure this is right. Let me take care of you. Let this be easy. Let this be an enjoyable experience.
Yes.
As much as it can be, because nobody can make you stroke a $300,000 check.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, there's so people are like, you sell real estate. I'm like, really? I'm a facilitator of transactions.
Yes.
And that's the way I look at it is I'm giving you the service, but am I selling anything? You tell me what you want to see. We'll go see it and all that.
You're in the business of buying. I am procuring those items.
Right.
And then you make the decision at the end of the day if this A, B, or C, or D, whatever is the one that you're comfortable with, because you are signing the dotted line.
But like you said, it's all customer service.
That's it.
That's where we are. And that's what you're seeing downtown is just all these places opening up. And like I said, I'm not down there a lot, but
right now, I mean, and I could name all of them. But like Kim's Care is fairly new. She was in the building at Hearts on Broad with Miss Debbie.
Okay.
And I think she was doing well enough. She decided to branch off and just kind of go across the street. But you got Hearts on Broad. You've got the Wild Hare, which is mine. You got GQ Look. You've got Crystal Moon, Crystal Ink, Tee It Up Golf, TLC Burger, and Southern Insurance. And you cut around. You've got the Dressmaker Shop. You've got Prodigy. Good Luck's, which is kind of a new place. It's a little coffee shop.
Okay.
It's very quaint. Then beside that, of course, is they've been around a long time. The Electrical Place, Logan's Electric, Verona, and then you've got Olive Street Antiques, Joseph Raymond's fine, art.
right.
Mark's Design. I do recommend Mark if you've got, say, posters or designs that you need printed off or a banner made. Mark is very easy to get along with, and as long as you don't show up at the last minute like, Mark, I need this today. He is very easy to get along with and tries to do a good job, and great prices as well. So,
well, but see, just like that, you guys have you just listed off 10 places right there. You guys have all been like, hey, we're in this together.
Yes.
And so you all know what it takes. Of course, then you throw in, you've got your Zapatas, which is gonna
right down the road. Hopkins.
Yeah,
Hopkins is a staple. I eat there once or twice a week.
Well, because that's what is it a block from you? It's a literal block, isn't it?
It's the next block over. If you had a good throwing arm, you could hit it with a rock.
Yeah, it's an easy walk.
Yes,
from a lot of times I'll park over there beside Hopkins and then walk down to your place
and make the rounds. And that is what we want. And you go to other downtown areas, it's not like we invented this idea.
Right.
It's very similar, and we're just trying to create an area that's conducive with the people. And downtown is a destination. It's not a way through.
That's right.
It's not on the way home.
Right.
For most folks. So you have to want to come down there.
Right. But once you get there, and so that's that, and I don't know, man. I just enjoy what y'all are creating, and that's why I just wanted to.
Yes.
I talk a lot about state politics. I talk a lot about national politics. Talk a lot about Jesus, which I love me some Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this all fits in. Hey, we got to come together,
of course,
and let's talk local about. Hey, here's.
I want to see unity. I described this one quite a bit to people. Years back, I was in Sulphur Springs, right down the road, and
they've got a beautiful downtown.
Yes, and I was in a little winery, and I was kind of starting to get hungry, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just finish this off and go down here and get that steak. And the gentleman was like, no, you don't have to leave. I was like, well, I kind of do, don't I? He was like, no. All of a sudden, he just starts pulling out menus. He said, they will bring you that steak right here. Well, in my mind, I said, that is how it's supposed to work.
That's
he
wasn't stealing their business. He's like, hey, keep enjoying what you're doing here. Let me get you that steak.
Yes. Well, you're just keeping those people there in the area.
Yeah.
And if you make them feel welcome, we're human at the end of the day. If I feel welcome at a place, guess what? I'm more likely inclined to come back.
Yeah.
If I feel like I'm not taken care of or not seen, I'm going to go somewhere else. That's just human nature.
Well, I'm not going to say anytime. Like the last time I was at your place, you were the day that was where I was going. I went to know, but that once again, it's because I know you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, let's go down here. Let's go down here, Cody's place.
Yeah.
And but there have been times where I was at charity event at one of the things down there, and then like, oh, I'm down here. Let me stop by Cody's place. Right. And so at those times it is a secondary location, but because of the ambiance that you all have created.
I think a lot of people have a misconception of our place too. The title might be a little
Wild Hare.
Yeah, and they just think, oh my goodness, I'm not going there. And then they walk in, they're like, oh, well, this wasn't what I was quite expecting. We're not a typical place. I mean, I could throw neon signs on all the walls, but we have more artwork supporting local people at the end of the day, and it's something for you to engage with, something for your eye to fixate on. I mean, every time I go in there, I try to put something new on the wall. I'm trying to add something. If I'm out and about and I go antique shopping, I'm like, oh, that could go. You know, I mean, it's a conversation piece.
Well, it's funny you say that. For my reunion, we had some people that are like, oh, I've never been there. Is it going to be okay there? I'm like, yeah, you just trust old Zach. We'll be right. Well, then there was maybe last summer, in the last 18 months, I don't know exactly when, there was an event downtown, and there are a bunch of people there. Well, some of those people that I had seen question, a year before that, question about I see them come rolling out of your place, and I'm like, oh, what's up? And they're like, man, came here because of the reunion, really like this. And so it was breaking that glass, breaking that ceiling.
A lot of people, I think, have a little misconception. They think, I don't know. And then, finally you go in, you're like, oh, this is a carefree, easygoing place.
Yeah. Which is what you want downtown. So I guess my question is, running these establishments downtown with the current economic climate, how's all that pulling against it? How are you making all that jive? I don't know.
Right. You just keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. And I will admit, you see ups and downs and ticks of things.
Yeah.
I mean, and there are weeks or weekends where you kind of see some losses in a sense. Well, maybe not losses, but definitely nothing gained. And,
right.
They can be based on certain things, the time of the year, politics, other events coming into town. I mean, for years, I never quite understood what my father was talking about in my youth with the fair. And I
talked about this yesterday.
I like the fair just as much as anybody, and I'm glad they come in. It gives people something to do. But what happens is an outside entity comes in, and everybody goes there. They spend their money, which it's well and good. Do your thing. But that money doesn't stay within the confines of this area. It leaves and it goes somewhere else. Now, granted, that's economy. That's the way it works, at the end of the day. But
I mean, just yesterday, I don't even know how I got into it because it was the data center show. But anyway, I just rail on the fair anytime I get a chance because they don't stay in our hotels.
Yeah.
They bring their own groceries, which maybe they're buying some groceries at Walmart or Albertsons or whatever. They cook, donate to restaurants, just absorb so much money that then because my family's a business family. So,
I mean, I literally knew people that were going to get loans from the banks just to go to the fair.
I managed a bank for almost 10 years, dude. I mean, I've seen it when you tell people like, oh yeah, people get their fair loans. They're like, what? Like, that's a real
thing.
But there's one of those things you have to know, which now it's in spring, I think it makes it a little easier to absorb because, when it was in September, you're coming off of back to school and then they'd hit you with the fair and then it hit you. I mean, that was just a rough.
Yeah. And it was so hot. Now, granted, I mean, when you're a youthful young man or a young lady, the heat doesn't seem to be a factor.
For sure.
We're going anyway,
Yeah. Well, so speaking of events and stuff coming, we're going to, I feel like fall is kind of like downtown's time to shine.
I have been trying to press upon that over the last year. Of course, people are going to do what they want to do. And fall really is kind of the time of year when people like to do things. But luckily, we've kind of spaced a few things out in the spring. Okay. Jason Butler puts on a couple of events, and one of them this year was Taco Fest, and it was a success.
I mean, I saw you all over the internet with that.
Yeah, not just for Jason, but as the community.
Yeah.
Jason's just a facilitator at the end of the day and did a good job of it. But what we do is for the people at the end of the day, for the community. We like seeing people have a good time. We like seeing people have a smile on their face, enjoy themselves, and then be able to go home and possibly come back for the next one.
For sure.
That's what we want. We do it probably simply because we just have decent arts and we want to, just do it.
If you're in this area or even around this area, because I know we've got get some listeners, 150 miles away or whatever, come through downtown one evening.
Check it out. Well, and we've got more events coming up. I'm probably messing up on the dates just a little bit, but I believe the first weekend in October will be Oktoberfest. And that's always a pretty good event that raises a lot of money for businesses like mine or others that, possibly need a little helping hand or, just might need like some facade, redone, whatever they might use that money for. I don't know all the ins and outs to that money.
I've always wanted to fly over and go to like big Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to go to Munich, you're going to have to buy your tickets in February.
Yeah, I think, for sure. I know one guy that said he had bought a ticket and went, and he's like, I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and book the hotel too while you're booking that flight. It's fast.
I mean, it's got to be.
But what's really neat is all those little places over there, all the little towns, all the little provinces, they all brew their own beer in that specific region. And I mean, it is housed there. And then, they'll have their own Oktoberfest, and this town will as well. But then, of course, you're going to have the major one, I believe, that is in Munich.
Yeah. When I went to Oktoberfest here, not last year, maybe the year before, and man, once again, enjoyable experience.
I love the games.
Yeah,
And honestly, I think even the spectators that don't get involved, I think they just like watching people compete and enjoy themselves, and have some smiles.
And look, even if you don't drink, if you're like, hey, alcohol in my thing.
There was plenty of people that were not even drinking there, just enjoying themselves.
Yeah, Oktoberfest is it's a family event.
Well, there was plenty of vendors.
Yeah. And they can come in, and you can have your water. One guy was selling lemonade at one point. I mean, but it's just a fun event. It's a festival, is what it is.
Yes. Yeah. And so I believe the next one after that will be Pickle Fest that Monica Beeman's putting on.
Okay.
And I believe it kicks off that morning with like a 5K run. And then, of course, the event will take place. I believe it starts around noon that day and will end around 6 p.m. that evening.
Okay.
Major success last year. I had a young lady say this, and I thought it was a little snarky remark, but it really held true. And she said, it's kind of funny that the one thing that we all have in the fridge at home brought us all together down here today. And I was like, I didn't think about it in that sense, but we
everyone's got some pickles.
Most people do.
My daughter, her leg was sore from running around or something, and yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, and I caught a little Charlie horse or whatever, and I said, let me show you what to do. And I went and started drinking pickle juice. She's like, why would you do that? I'm like, this is the cure, baby.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I want you just keep hurting them.
When we were in athletics years ago, we had a couple dads, of course, that were very enthusiastic, very gung-ho about, being at practice or all the games, of course, and you could hear them from the stands.
Yeah.
And, looking back, it was really kind of heartfelt, but they had a couple good quotes, like put some tape on it.
Yeah.
And get back in the game. And the other one was pickle power.
Yeah.
Like, just drink some pickle juice,
All right.
Exactly. I mean, it was.
But it's true. No, I didn't go to Pickle Fest, but that's going to be in October.
Yes. And then the weekend after that, and it's October is booked up, as you were kind of saying.
Yeah.
After that is Kayla Mumford and Natalie Copeland's event. There's others helping them as well, but they're
doing the Link TXK stuff, right?
They do a great job. I mean, Caleb is nothing but nice to everyone. I mean, he even brings some of my gifts by our place just to be hospitable.
I need to get them
friendly.
in here.
Yes, Caleb is a good one to talk to. Very easygoing. At the end of the day, knows his stuff, as well as Natalie. And their event has, I think this, and I'm probably messing this up, it's like the 9th or 10th event they've had.
Okay.
It goes really well. And pretty much what it does, it kind of encompasses all the businesses downtown, whether you're on Texas, Arkansas side. And you don't have to go to all of them if you don't want to. But purchasing that ticket allots you to be able to have safe passage to any one of those locations. And in most places, kind of like ours, we will be involved as well. Like we'll do like a beer or a shot, like Verona, I think, did like fried ravioli last year. TLC does like a basket of fries.
And I can't remember what that event's called, but I've been to it a couple of times.
Destination Downtown.
Yeah, Destination Downtown. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, and one year they started I had a ticket where I got to start at the pro up in the the second level
just
there.
make the rounds.
Yeah, and so you go through there, and then it was cool. And then by the time I left there, I hit another spot, and then walked around, and moved the truck, at one point, and then and it was great. And I was still home by 9.
And this year, I just remember they are bringing in a major act, and it's going to be Mark Chestnut. He's going to play at the Front Street Plaza area, where
Which
the big
that's
stage is.
starting to boom.
Yep, it's definitely growing. In fact, I feel like a lot of the events have done quite well over the last year and a half, something like that. And not knowing what is going to take place or how well things are going to do, we've gotten so large in some senses that it is coming out into the street, because the Front Street Plaza area can only accommodate for so many.
Yeah.
And that is a good thing at the end of the day. I mean, you don't want to just see downtown doing well, but this event is for the area.
Right.
It's for the community and people outside this area. I don't care if you're from DeKalb or Hope or Little Rock. If you want to come, by all means, the more the merrier.
Right. I ran into one of my friend's moms in the street in front of Front Street Plaza, and I said, "You want to dance?" And she's like, "What?" I said, "I'll dance with you right here in the street," because
why not?
And I promise you, she doesn't care.
Right, live in the moment,
and neither does Zach. And so, but it's just a good time. But it's that kind of atmosphere, I mean, it's just.
It's a good time. And so the week after that, we're having our big Halloween event.
Okay.
And so pretty much anybody who's involved with any of the other events, like Jason that I mentioned with Taco Fest, Monica Beeman that does Pickle Fest, Darby Tillis that does the HopCon and the wrestling events, Jess that does a lot of things around town. She's a big helping hand. She's actually helping me with my paint night coming up at this Friday at my place, and she's just a good person all around. She's involved. She's bringing in a skating rink, for the kids.
Oh, cool.
Darby's bringing in wrestling. We're going to have.
I talked to one of the wrestlers when I was doing the radio show.
Yeah, all nice people.
Yeah.
Every one of them I've met. Darby's going to bring in the wrestling rink. We'll also do like kids costume contests, pumpkin chunking, basketball courts. Like we've even got a haunted house that's going in upstairs at Good Luck's for the kids.
Oh, really?
Now, it's not going to be something just extravagant of a haunted house, but it is fun. Something, and it's a start, because we're hoping that this momentum continues, and then maybe next year we can do another one and another one and another one. So
it's the Field of Dreams philosophy.
Yeah, build it and they will come.
And
great movie.
Yeah, great movie, and it's what's been happening down there.
Yes, well, that's what we want. We want unification. We want togetherness, and I will admit, when I got downtown a few years back, I didn't really see it. I heard.
Right.
But I waited about a year, and I was like, if it is, they're not coming to my door, and I get it if that is the case. But so I kind of was like, well, let's just start making, some headway here. And so we kind of started with some bar crawls and kind of saw how that was going, and the momentum seemed to kind of pick up from there. And then I will admit it did seem like Monica's event last year with Pickle Fest was the icing on the cake, and it seemed to kind of break the spectrum and allowed for that continuity, the people to come down there and see like, hey, this is actually pretty good. And we can go home and come back to the next one, like I said.
Yeah.
And that's all we want. We want to create a safe and comfortable environment, kind of like my place, for all the people in the area that want to come out and just hang out for a little while.
Yeah.
And there's usually some form of entertainment, whether it's games or it's music, or you can do some shopping, or just get out of the house.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, with so many different things, there's so much for everybody.
Yes.
That's cool. And that's what I wanted to talk about too, is just what's going on down there. Maybe we'll get you back for an update right before we get that
Of
going.
course.
And man, I just wish you all the luck down there.
Well, we appreciate it. And then after that event that day, we are going back to our bar crawl.
Okay.
And we actually have more to the Haunt and Harvest. So let me finish that. So
I wasn't trying to end it. I got into going downtown a few years ago, and then your place, discovered you and your place. And did we talk on the radio before I ever came in there?
We did. We were downtown.
Yeah.
We were downtown, and I don't remember what the conversation was actually focused around. But then we had a conversation afterwards, and that's when you said, "Hey, I'd like to possibly book,
Yeah.
And I think you'd come by one time before, and then you caught the vibe,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Let's do this."
Yeah.
You know?
And then I'm like, this is my Cheers bar.
Right?
You know,
everybody knows your name. Yeah.
And just and then I'm like, okay, well then I get to be down. And like I said, I'm not out that much.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You don't have to be. You
Exactly.
can still.
You can disappear for a year and come back, and it's pretty much.
I mean, that's what it felt like happened here recently. I hadn't been there in a long time. I'm like, what's up? You're like, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see you. I'm like, come on the show.
Exactly right.
All right. So anyway, what you got? What's the next event?
Our event is called Architects Hunt and Harvest.
Okay.
And then Tamika Grady, which also puts on quite a few events for downtown, does an
I know
excellent job.
Tamika.
And she is doing her fall event that day.
Okay.
Is it Fall Fest?
Okay.
And so there will be two events kind of linking up, working together, and and she'll be over in the Front Street Plaza area, and we'll be on Broad Street. So you'll have two major like Halloween style events for that day. But then later that night, we will have our bar crawl starting around 9 p.m. and it'll go on to 2 a.m. Our Texarkana Hunt and Harvest, I believe, ends around 6 p.m. But we also have a ghost tour going on after that if someone's interested in just kind of walking around and hearing, someone speak, an orator of, the events that have taken place. And I was with the lady about 2 weeks ago, and she was just kind of walking me around downtown. And I thought I knew quite a bit by being down there the last few years and having a lot of conversations. But clearly I was not in the loop on certain things,
They do that ghost tour down in Jefferson.
Yes, big one.
And
those people came up and used to do it here years ago.
Oh, really?
Yes, they knew the history very well.
Well, my ex-wife and I were down there one time. She goes, I want to do this ghost tour. And I don't really... I was like, yeah, okay,
yeah.
We'll go do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm just paying attention. And
what's the history behind a lot of it?
Yeah, so that's where I was, and I was really enthralled by the history and just really took it all in. And I took in more than what I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway, maybe a year or two later, one of her friends and her boyfriend comes in. And we go to Jefferson, and they're like, "Oh, we want to do the ghost tour." I said, actually, I think I've got it.
You picked up on it so much you recalled it all.
And they're like, what? I'm like, let's go to the first stop.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have it, we'll know.
Right.
And so we walked around to the window. I'm like, that second window right there, there's going to be a girl show up in it. And I just hit it, and they looked at me, and I go, all right, let's go to the next spot.
Right.
And I just had it. Well, then about the time I'm finishing and telling them the next spot, here comes the ghost tour telling them the next spot. And so we were a step ahead of them.
That's
the whole
funny.
way. But I mean, I didn't realize how into it I was a couple years before, but I just took it all in.
Yes.
And then I was like,
it's the ghost part is the segue.
Yes. The history is the fun part.
I did one in New Orleans, and I will admit, the stories coming out of the young lady, that's what intrigued me. Just the time period, what was taking place, and how everything operated. And granted, there were some new ones. There was I think the latest one they had was during Katrina, which has been some time, 20 years roughly now, or maybe a little over.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And I mean, don't have to get into detail, but it's been a time period where you were doing this, and in the 1800s, and here in the 1950s, and then in 2006 time frame. So it's fairly interesting.
Yeah, and that's what I like. I like the history stuff. Just from my religious stance, I don't get into the horror movies and the ghost stuff that much.
Not so much, but you do believe in the holiest ghost.
I do believe in the holiest ghost.
If you believe in that ghost, it is possible that other
absolutely.
Ghosts,
angels and demons. I 100% will get behind that.
Yeah,
they're real. Like you're never gonna stop. But anyway, but on that Jefferson one, I'm like, I want to know the history of this place, and so it would be the same for Texarkana. I might go do it just so I can hear the.
Yeah, I pulled up with the boat there one time because you can come down the river channel. So I would put in over near Caddo, Caddo Lake, and then motor all the way, and you pull up right to the bridge, get on the boat, walk downtown.
That's awesome.
It's just a different means of transportation to get there. So I kind of like being a little different sometimes.
No, a little different. Never hurt anybody's feelings.
Exactly.
And if it did, it wasn't whoever was different.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about you.
Yeah, that's right. Well, all right. What else we got going? You guys have anything going around Thanksgiving or Christmas up there? The too early?
No, I mean, of course there are some other things. I think there is. Marlon Lineberry is putting on an event. I might be messing the date up. It's either the 14th or 15th of November. He is bringing in, Lord, who is it? I have it here on my phone. But you also have, which Colton is putting on an event. I think he's bringing back Universal Vibe this year. He took a break last year.
Okay.
And that ought to be another good event as well. But I think he's bringing in Gary Allen. Marlon is. And last year, Marlon put on the event for Tracy Lawrence, and it was a big success.
I talked to, I had her on the show. Fabian Thrash,
yes,
and she was one of the MCs on the Tracy Lawrence show, and knew, Side note: Fabian is in the Texas Country Music Hall of Fame,
right?
And so she was talking about the Tracy Lawrence show and being an MC there. And I need to get her back in here. I always enjoy her.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and so I think that I think Universal Vibe, and then the Gary Allen event is probably. I mean, that's 6 weeks because it's every month in October, and then 2 in November, and then you'll have, is Thanksgiving the 3rd or 4th week of that month? I don't remember. And then, of course, we'll do some stuff, for around Christmas, but we'll have another, big bar crawl for New Year's as we do the last 3 or 4 years, and that's always a good
just success. So you know, no matter when Thanksgiving falls, my birthday is the week after. I'm December 3rd. I'm always.
I ought to put it in. You want to do something?
I'll see you. I'll see you then, buddy.
Put it in.
We'll have Zach's 41st birthday.
December 3rd. Hang on 1 second here. Hang on. We're putting it in.
We're making it happen.
It's on a Thursday this year.
Oh, is it? Well, we'll have to figure it out.
Right. So
we'll get there.
His birthday.
So any of y'all listening, sounds like we're having a birthday party.
Yeah.
On December 3rd.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to push it to that weekend,
let's do Thursday. Crazy.
Live singing that Saturday night. And if you feel like karaoke, we do have that on the 4th.
Dude, I love some karaoke.
Figured you for a karaoke person.
I will play that funky music one. I think when we get off here, I've got, you know what? I've got hold on. We might can just, I'm not set up. I've got a video on my phone of me singing it not too long ago. And like, it wasn't alcohol induced or anything. Somebody's like, you sing karaoke? I'm like, yeah, I'll sing karaoke.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? I'm like, I will sing the best karaoke. And they're like, can you sing? I'm like, oh, no. But I will have a blast.
Right.
And they're like, what? I'm like,
it's karaoke.
It's karaoke. I'm not trying to win any awards. I'm trying to have fun.
Yeah. We actually had a karaoke contest. It's probably been about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And there was a young lady named Belinda that comes by quite often with her husband, Justin. They're great people. I did not know this woman had this vocals at the end of the day. I think her first song was Fancy by Reba.
Go ahead.
The next song was Dr. Dre and Eminem's Forgot About Dre.
Yeah.
Did not miss a single word. I don't think she even took a breath.
Never knocked it out. That's a hard one to do.
I know. And then I think she may have sang one more song, and we were just all blown away by like how good she was. And then, I don't know why, but she sang the theme song from Ariel, The Little Mermaid.
Oh, classic.
And I was like, my goodness.
Up where she walks, up where they talk.
Yeah. She knew it by heart, of course, and just nailed it. When she got done, I was just like,
any piano bar I go to, I pay to request that song. Because
you fit in more than you know.
Yeah, no, I know. and because the guys will always be like,
this song?
But anytime, look, let me go ahead and tell you.
You know with Aladdin's A Whole New World?
Nope, because here's why. I'm 40.
Yeah.
So anyone around my age, I'm gonna give away secrets right here. And we have a large, like over half our listeners are women, by the way. Every woman around my age, if they're in that piano bar, when that Little Mermaid song comes on,
they all sing it.
They are giving it everything they, especially if you time it right in the night, they are singing it with their entire soul. And it's amazing to see, because you're just like, straight laced,
They just let loose for,
it just,
3 minutes.
Just for a second, all of a sudden you can just see them just up where they want.
Yeah.
And just like, yeah.
And honestly, sometimes those are the highlights of the night, and not just for me in a sense, but for all of them.
Yeah. For sure.
That's what most people want. They want to have a good time. They want to let loose from the worries of the day, and if the song from The Little Mermaid is what does that for you, who am I to judge? I don't care. I mean, especially if you nail it, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm actually impressed.
Well, that's like the other night I was at your place. I'm like, I'm about to break your playlist right here on the touchstones.
Yeah, you were all over the board, but I will admit they were all hits. Like, we had someone come in one time, they said, y'all are literally just listening to Snoop Dogg, and then someone threw the Mamas and Papas on. And I was like, hey, as long as it's good, we don't care.
Yeah. No, I didn't play anything that someone's going to be like,
no,
this is ridiculous. But I'm like, I'm about to break this playlist.
Yeah.
And luckily, I just already had the credits in there from whenever I'd done that a year ago, probably.
Literally, songs would come on. I look at you like, you? And you're like,
Yeah, that's me. But once again, that's the environment you all are wanting to create, and that's what I'm wanting to be a part of.
Yes.
Because that's a good time.
Maybe you could do a podcast there one day.
Dude, we can make that happen. We can do Zach on the road.
Yeah, hey, it might be a cool little thing, a little mix up out of the normal little confinements.
Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff.
We're downtown today shooting live, and maybe you have one or two people come by.
Yeah,
maybe you could interview like Jeff Easterling and Joseph Till that do other podcasts, and y'all just kind of talk about podcasts as a whole or something.
Dude,
like that. Might be a decent.
I think we're
idea.
about to set this up.
I mean, why not?
It's all this. I can pack all this stuff
and the owner. So
that's right. Well, all right, dude. Let's get out of here. Yeah. I think we're gonna do that. Let's try to figure out a downtown podcast. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
We might do it. When it's not maybe mid-afternoon before one of these festivals or something.
Yeah, actually, that'd be great. Joseph actually did one similar when we did Cosmic Crossroads last year.
Yeah, he did,
and he set up next door to us in that building, and I don't remember how many he did that day, but there were several,
right.
And I think it turned out pretty well for him, you
right.
know. But it's just a different change of pace,
yeah.
And you kind of catch people in the moment. I think maybe he had a couple set up, but I think he may have just been out on the street and was like, "Hey, you right there? Do you want to have a little podcast?"
Which I don't know if you know this, he's a common guest on here.
Is he?
Yeah.
So like Joseph.
We do his agnostic Bible stuff, all the time, and I enjoy him and. Yeah, so a lot of anybody that's been listening very long, they've heard him on here quite a few times.
His stuff pops up quite a bit on my Facebook feed,
yeah, for sure.
And just a nice down to earth kind of guy.
Which is what we're all looking for.
Yeah.
I mean that's it. All right, dude, let's roll. Before we do, I appreciate you. What's the address to your place?
Mine is 221 East Broad Street, Texarkana, Arkansas.
So 221 East Broad. That's the Wild Hare. I mean, if you're downtown, go. Like I said, it's just a good laid back type of place.
We open up at 3 p.m. on the weekdays and 1 p.m. on Saturday.
Go get you a good cold drink.
Yeah,
and enjoy it. Cody, I appreciate you coming in.
Thanks, Zach.
All of you, thanks for humoring me and doing something different today. And we'll be back. We'll do it all again tomorrow. And I hope God blesses each and every one of you.